Peace and greetings. Empress Etoy here, and we are back on another beautiful Thursday. I started an hour later today. I normally start at 8 o'clock, but today I started at 9. And to be actually to as a matter of fact, I wasn't even going to do the podcast today, but a beautiful soul, my honey bun, pretty good, called me and said, "What are you doing? We gotta stay consistent. No matter what's going on, get up there and do your show." So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so kindly, and thank you to all those that continue to support me on this journey, to support my podcast on mental health, and to support everything that I'm doing within the community. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. So without further ado, you know how I do. We got to start off with a prayer. We got to bless this podcast, because there's so many energies out there that just does not want to get this message across. So let's do what we got to do. So if you had a long day, a long week, you know how we do. Let's just breathe in through our nose, breathe out through our mouth, breathe in through our nose, breathe out through our mouth. So on the next breath, as you breathe in through your nose, just imagine a white light and all positive energy going into your body. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth, and just imagine all the darkness, all the bad, all the heavy weight, all the confusion coming out of your body. Breathe in light, breathe out the darkness. As we take these breaths, we're just going to balance ourselves, get grounded. Sit firm in your seat, put your back straight, put your feet planted on the floor. Put your hands in your lap, face your palms facing up so that you can receive your blessings. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe in all the light, positive energy. Breathe out through your mouth and just let go. I give thanks to the Most High. I give thanks to the ancestor, to the egg woman. I give thanks to my Ori, my higher self. I give thanks to the universe and Mother Nature. I give thanks to all my assigned guides. I give thanks to my guardian angel. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you so kindly. Please bless this podcast and please let the words that's supposed to come out of my mouth, or whatever message that needs to be conveyed, please let it come through clearly and concisely. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ashe, 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 ashe. Oh, yes. So I'm over here. I got the salt rock going. I got the herbal infusion going. I got the feather going. To keep me in balance, to keep me in my eye. I got my big crystal holding the feather down. I also got the lavender. You probably can't see it, but I'm trying to keep the feng shui going. In life, no matter how hard you try, to vibrate high, and you're always gonna come to a challenge in your life. That's just normal, you know. Um, and this is why I created that podcast, for mental health and for people to come in and just, be themselves and just talk about things that's going on. But before we get started, I just have to give a big shout out to one of my good friends, King Simon. Yes, me and him is collaborating this month. And I am so grateful and honored that he is bringing me on. He'd been wanting to bring me on his team, but I was so nervous. But I have to get over those fears and move past it. So this month is a fall special, the holistic numeration coming from the male and female perspective, only from October 1st to November 1st. Call 347-496-1022 to get your of a session with me and King Simon only for the fall, only for October. This is so amazing. The thing about numerology is we are all connected to numbers. We are all connected to the energies. You know, I'm a number one. I was born November 1st, so which means that I'm a natural born leader. So if you was born on the first, if you was born on, on the 10th, if you was born on the 28th, things of that nature, you are also a number one as well. You're a natural born leader. You know, it's your destiny, or your energy to move as a leader. You understand? So if you have a life path, destiny number as a number one, it is your destiny to move as a leader as well, and also to be creative in this life. So make sure you get your numerology reading. King Simon is one of the best, and for me to be collaborating with him is just such a beautiful thing. I am just so grateful, and so grateful, so grateful. And also, last year, I co-produced with him King Simon's holistic numerovational course, Learn the Bath Method. That is a raw, uncut 8-hour course straight. We did that straight, and he let me co-produce it with him. This man is just amazing. He's doing such amazing things out in the world. And you could also get a reading straight from him, the numerovation king himself. Call for appointment 347-496-1022. That's it, 347-496-1022. So today I have a beautiful guest on today. She is actually my best friend. I can't lie. That's my best friend. Me and her had cried together. We fought each other. We laughed together. We have many disagreements, but that's what best friend, that's what true love is. you know so I just want to say thank you to Yani. She's going to be on, and she's going to be talking about her battle and her challenges with diabetes. She is a phenomenal woman. She has such a beautiful story, and they told her she wasn't going to live past 16. Did she fool them? Because let me tell you something. She is my shero. So before we get into her, I just want to talk about a couple of things real quick before we get into the Queen Yani Gonzalez. So in life, we come to a turning point of our life when we can't figure out what we want to do, or where we want to go. And every now and then I would jot things down, and I would ask myself some questions. Um, so as we all know, the reason why I started this podcast is because I had a nervous breakdown last year. And I was always the one people came to, for help, for guidance and things of that nature. But I wasn't taking care of myself, in the interim of all of that. I was taking everybody else's problems on and not dealing with my own. So my spirit just said, kaplutz, that's it. So in the midst of, this year and last year, I was writing down questions, asking myself, what is it that I want to do? How do I want to move forward? How do I want to show up in the world? So the first question I asked myself was, said to myself was, and as I'm saying this to myself, Spirit said, read this to somebody out there because somebody needs to hear this. Figure out what success means to me. When I figure out what this is, make a solid plan. Before, success looked like to me was getting the bag, money, materialistic things, painting a picture of what everybody else thought that success looks like. After I had the nervous breakdown, I had challenges with my health. Success looks like to me having good health. Success looks like to me being a good mother, a good parent. Success looks like to me showing up for the community. There's so much work that needs to be done in this community. Instead of me trying to bypass it, why don't I be present in this moment? That's what success looks like to me. Being present in this moment. Me going through that nervous breakdown, I realized my mind was all over the place because I was so stuck in the past, and I was so worried about the future. Thinking about the past made me depressed. Worried about the future made me have anxiety. So it was like, stay in the moment. That's what success looks like to me, staying in the present moment. Success looks like to me loving myself for who I am and not worried about what anyone, not worried about what anyone has to say about me or what they think about me, because nobody has walked a mile in my shoes. Nobody has walked a mile in your shoes. Success looks like to me having gratitude and being humble, because when you're humble, more things can flow to you and for you. These are the things that success is like to me. Success is like to me putting food on my table every night so that me and my children can eat. Success is like to me having a home that I can lay and rest my head at night to be safe from the world and be warm in the cold and cool in the summer. Success is like to me having clothes on my back, children, clothes on me and my children's back. Success is like to me giving back, paying it forward. All the love and generosity that I have received, for me to pay that forward for someone else. Because as someone has healed me, I have to pay it forward and heal someone else. Those are the things that success looked like to me. And it was totally, completely different from what success looked like to me before. It was about, oh, my business got to be like this, oh, it got to be like that. I used to, I built a prison around perfectionists. So if things wasn't perfect, I wouldn't get started. If things wasn't perfect, then I would be so hard on myself. Everybody else may think that it's great, but me, like, oh God, I could have did better. And it's just like, relax. You got started. You did it. You got over your fears. Those are the things that was success like to me. I know I rambled a little bit, but I was a little passionate about that. I could go on and on and on. But the fact of the matter is, once I had to sit, once God sat me down and asked me what does success look like to me, being that I couldn't hardly walk and my pressure would spike into stroke range, success looked totally different. And the number one thing for me was my health. That's what success looks like to me. Fight for what you want, because there are people and forces that don't want me to be successful or want you to be successful. I have learned in life, whatever you want, keep it closed. Close your mouth with it. Because the walls have ears, the floors have ears. It's ears all around. And my mother used to always say, your friends ain't your friends. People will smile up in your face and do mischievous things behind your back. If there's anything that you want in life, fight for it. Because there are also forces that be that you cannot see that will try to stop you with anything and everything in their power. Because you have a blessing. You have came to break a generational curse and don't even know it. So if there's anything that you want to do in your life, you make sure you fight for it. You fight for it with all your might. Because if God gave you that vision, if he put that vision in your head and in your mind, that means it's for you. And that means you have everything capable that you need to do in order to succeed, in order to get it. Yes, it's going to be a little rough. Yes, it's going to be a little tough. Yes. But guess what? You are equipped and armed with everything that you need in order for your dreams to come true. So don't stop. Keep going. Another thing I wrote was, my old foundation and way of thinking needs to fall because it's not stable and solid. Therefore, make a new one so we can build. I have realized that as much as I was vibrating high or trying to vibrate high and, trying to change things about myself or my situations, I realized that my thinking wasn't aligned with the actions that I wanted to do. I started to have a lot of self-doubt because I let circumstances that happened in my life made me doubt myself. You know what? Maybe I can't do this. Maybe this is not for me. No, it was for me. It's just that I built it on a shaky foundation. So being that I built it on a shaky foundation, that foundation had to fall in order for me to build a new one. You feel me? And one of the foundations was my way of thinking. What does success look like to me? No. And other miscellaneous things that did not matter for the mission and for the purpose. Last one. Stay balanced and grounded. Do whatever I need to do to maintain my sanity and health. Make sure I still enjoy life. Ah, when I tell you I wasn't grounded, I just was running around here like a chicken with my head cut off. I was not grounded spiritually. I know the spiritual work, but I wasn't doing the spiritual work for me to stay grounded. You understand? I wasn't staying grounded. I wasn't doing things that I like to do in life. I was doing everything that everyone else thought that I should do in life, and wasn't satisfying and pleasing myself and what feeds my soul. Staying grounded is so important. Stay 10 toes down, stay rooted, and always make sure that you enjoy yourself. After you take care of your business, do something for you. After you take care of your children, do something for you. After you take care of a family member or a friend, do something for you. After you go to work and you slave for their mission, do something for you. That is the main thing. Stay grounded and enjoy your life. Oof, yes. I don't know. Spirit wanted me to get that out. I got it out. I hope somebody resonate with that because I wrote that down maybe a few weeks ago. And hey, I got some big things coming. Can't talk about it right now, but y'all know how I do. It'll be here soon. So, without further ado, I want to bring on my best friend. This woman here is she's an amazing woman. She's so strong. I've seen her go through so many things. Um, Out of the time that I've known her, I've known her at least, it got to be at least 15 years now. And I believe so, at least 15. If it's not 15, going on. And she's went through way more things before that, before I met her. And she's going to tell you all about it. But she's so strong. She's such a fighter. And she's so tiny. But God would do that. He will put the most power, strongest power and willpower in the tiniest beings just to show you his work, just to show you his glory, just to show you how he do things. So without further ado, I want to bring in my best friend, Yani
Hello,
Gonzalez.
hello,
You on
hello.
mute, baby love.
How are you?
Hi, honey. How are you? I'm good, and you?
Good, good. Happy to be here. Oh, like when is she gonna put me on? Nah.
I did not tell you how we always fight. I told her I was gonna talk for a little while, then bring her in. First of all, I want to say you look amazing. I love your hair. I can tell you cut your hair because it was way longer than that, but it looks beautiful.
New
I
woman.
love your highlights.
Thank you.
A new one, a new woman.
Yes, honey. Yes, honey.
So, wait, hold on. How it look like it's like a bob? Is it cut shorter in the back?
Yes. I don't know if you
What?
can see it.
Okay, okay.
Come like,
It's beautiful. It's
thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
So I want to
Saw
say
you.
thank you. I want to say thank you so kindly for jumping on the show at last minute. And this is what I mean about best friends. I literally called her at 7:30. I literally called her at 7:30 and said, "Hey, what are you doing tonight? You gonna be on my show?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "All right, well, do your hair." She said, "Well, I'm already doing my hair." See, it was lined up in the stars. You were supposed to be on the show tonight anyway.
Oh,
So I know who you are. I know all about you, and I would like for the world to know who you are. You have such a beautiful, powerful story. So, why don't you tell everyone who you are?
Hi, everyone. Well, my name is Yani. Um, so today, let's start where I was born and raised in Brooklyn. I'm 49 years old. The reason for me saying my age is due to the fact that we'll be talking about diabetes today. And I've been a diabetic for 46 years. And where do we start? Let's see. My father. I was told that I was diagnosed at the age of 3. Um, I crumbled up into a corner, my father said, for like 2 days. That second day, my father said, something's wrong with my child. Let me take her to the hospital. They take me to the hospital. After all the tests were done, um, they come back and tell my parents, your child is a diabetic. Of course, my parents were devastated. They didn't know too much about diabetes 46 years ago, like they do now. So, life went on. It was hard. It was hard. Being a child as a diabetic at that age, when you go with your parents to other children's birthday parties and you want to have cake, you want a candy, and your parents are like, no, you can't have it. You can't have some. It's no good for you. And you're like, it's no good for me, but why all the other kids are eating it? So it was rough. It was rough. It was tough. And I remember going to public school and it never failed. Maybe like every other week. And for some reason, it always happened at 3 p.m. Just when all the children are on their way home, I remember fainting and waking up in a hospital due to the fact that my sugar level would drop so low um, because there was no food within my body. So the hospital became my second home. Um, wow. When I say second home, the hospital was my second home. Spent so much time in and out of the hospital as a child. Constantly getting sick, would go out with the parents, wind up getting sick on the road. Sometimes we didn't even make it to wherever we were going. We will actually wind up at the hospital. And then I got married. Well, let me not say married. I got involved with someone who now is my husband. Um, and there were times where I thank God today for him because something would tell him, he would tell me the next morning, man, something just kept telling me, wake up and check up on her. He would touch me to see if I would respond to him, and I would not respond to him. Um, and that constantly happened, constantly was happening, where my sugar level was dropping while I was sleeping. There were times that he had to call 911 due to the fact where, due to that he couldn't even open up my mouth to put sugar in my mouth to bring my sugar level back up. So of course, um, and it was stressful. It was depressing. I went through a depression that no one knew, but I always pray to God. I believe in God. I have a lot of faith in my God. Um, but I will always pray to Him. No matter what happens to me, just take care of me. Just take care of me, no matter where I go. But I fell into a depression that no one knew about. Uh, Depression started actually like at 14. Yes, at around the age of 14. And I dealt with that depression, hid it from everybody until 2017. That depression was due to the diabetes. I wish that everyone who felt depressed or is dealing with diabetes, if you need that help, go get that help. Go get that help. I was so glad and happy that I went and got that help because it helped me so much because I carried that depression for so long. Dealing with the diabetes, I'm looking at everybody, you know, eating anything they wanted, drinking and smoking, which I did. I did. I started smoking cigarettes at 16. At 16, I started smoking cigarettes. You know, it was like my way of trying not to think about diabetes, always getting sick. Um, and then after that came the drinking. Boy, oh boy. Drinking and depression is not a good thing. And continue to constantly go into the hospital. Even though I was working, I was going to work. But every day that I got home, I had to have that glass of wine because of dealing with the diabetes. Like, why me? Why me? Until I got a little older and I said, you know what? I got to change my life. Because at 15, I got so sick hanging out. I was hanging out that day with some friends. I'll never forget it. I was on Liberty Avenue in East New York, hanging out with some friends. They smoking weed. I've never smoked weed, never did any kind of drugs, just my cigarettes. And I'm like, man, I don't feel too good. I said, oh, what the heck? I kept drinking and drinking. I wind up falling out. They called 911. No one knew what was wrong with me. And a friend of mine at the time wound up going to my parents' house, telling my parents, oh, your daughter got sick in the street. So they took her to the hospital. They wind up going over there. I wind up being in a coma. Being in that coma, I couldn't see anything. It was black. Everything was black. I thought I was able to move, like move my hands or move my toes or something, but I obviously my body wasn't responding. But I can hear the doctors and my parents and a translator. Up to today's day, I don't know who that translator was to my parents. My parents only speak Spanish. The doctor's telling my parents, if your daughter does not take care of herself, she's not going to make it to her 16th birthday. And I'm trying to tell the doctor, I can hear you. This is what I'm hearing myself in my brain. I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm right here. Why are you telling my parents that? Because I was getting scared. Once I heard that doctor say she's not going to make it to her 16th birthday. And I thought I lost my vision. Obviously, that's not what it was. It was much more than that. I was in a coma. I lasted 5 days. 5 days in a coma. I wake up and I tell the doctor, I said, I heard what you told my parents. He said, that's impossible. So, well, this is what you said to my parents. I said, there was someone else in the room. I don't know who it was, but they were translating for my parents. You told my parents, if she does not take care of herself, or if you guys don't take care of her, she's not going to make it to her 16th birthday. Let me knock on some wood. I'm sorry. I'm still that old fashioned girl that I got to knock on some wood because I'm 49 years old today. 49. Had a lot of obstacles, a lot of surgeries. I'm now dealing with some nerve damage on my legs, my arms, um, which is called neuropathy. They're saying that it's due to me being a diabetic for so long and not properly taking care of myself. But, but, um, I went to my doctor last week, my neurologist, and guess what? When I couldn't walk a block and a half, I'm, I'm up to 15 blocks now because I changed my diet. I should have done it way longer, but I, I'm sorry, people, but it's just like I couldn't believe it because they said I was either going to stay at the level where I'm at with my nerves or I was going to get worse. And actually, I'm doing better. I'm
Wow.
doing better and I'm feeling better. I still got a lot of issues, but as I work on myself, um, and like I said, going to go see the psychiatrist to learn how to deal because I was also dealing with anxiety and it was
Mm.
due to certain medical issues, which was the ones with my legs when they will become numb. I didn't know how to deal with that anxiety. And I didn't know that it was coming from that.
Mm.
So now I know where the anxiety was coming from. Um, but yeah, and another time actually, I'm driving with my son, just getting home, and I am trying to reverse my car into the parking lot at home. Well, the garage. And I blank out. I blank out. I do remember my
You
son screaming
remember
at
my
me.
son?
I didn't hear you.
I didn't hear you.
No, I was saying, you said you blacked out. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Thank God it was in front of the house,
thank God it was in
in
front
the
of the
driveway.
house. In the driveway.
And my son is screaming at me, Ma, give me
And
the
my
car.
son
Give me the
screaming,
car.
"Oh."
When a diabetic
When
sugar
a
level is
diabetic is
dropping,
sugar levels dropping,
we can't comprehend
we
what's
can't
going on.
comprehend what's going on.
But that's all I remember was
But
him
that's all
saying,
I remember was
Mom,
him saying, "Mom,
give me the car. Give me the
give
car.
me the car. Give me the car."
My landlord,
My
who
landlord,
lives on the
who
first
lives
floor,
on the first floor,
it was summertime.
it was
So
summertime.
then
So
he
then
then
he
later
then
on that day
later
tells
on
me,
that day tells me,
Yani,
"Yani,
I looked out the
I
window because
looked
I
out the
heard
window
your
because I
son
heard your
Anthony
son Anthony
screaming.
screaming."
So when I look out the
So
window
when
and
I
I
look at the
see
window
that
and I see that
you're trying to
you're
reverse
trying
your
to reverse
vehicle,
your
but you're
vehicle,
in the middle
but
of
you're in the middle of
our gate,
our gate,
our driveway, and
our
the
driveway,
neighbor's
and the
driveway.
neighbor's driveway.
So he said,
So he
what is
said,
Yani
"What is
doing?
Yani doing?"
He said, let me go
He said, "Let
outside.
me go outside."
He goes outside.
He
My
goes
son
outside.
tells
My
him,
son tells him,
my mom's
"My
sugar
mom's
level's
sugar
dropping. She
level
don't really know
dropping.
what
She
she's
don't really know
doing.
what she's doing."
I gave him the
I gave
vehicle.
him the vehicle.
I don't know how, but
I
I
don't
gave
know
him the
how, but
vehicle.
I
He
gave him
tells
the
me
vehicle.
that,
He tells
he
me
said,
that,
Yani, let me
he
help
said,
you.
"Yani, let me help you.
I like your truck.
I
I
like
want
your
to see if
truck. I want to see if I can,
I want to try it out.
I want to try
So
it
since
out.
I'm not leaving
So
far,
since
I
I'm
know
not
you can
leaving
trust me
far,
just to
I know you
reverse it
can
for
trust
you.
me versus food."
I said, wow, wow.
Wow.
That was one,
Uh,
one of the
that was
episodes.
one of the episodes.
And I kept going through so many of them,
And through so many of them,
but it was like
it was
I had so much work to do within myself.
do with it.
I needed a lot of healing. So it was like I was never scared of death, though. I was never scared of death. People always talk about, oh my God, I don't want to die. And I'm like, hey, it's going to happen one day. But it never scared me. So to me, it was like I always lived that at the moment. I did what I wanted to do because I don't know if I'm gonna be here tomorrow. So if I leave tomorrow, this was my thinking. Well, I had my little drink. I went out partying. I was with my friends. So you know, it took me years though. Took me years to finally realize you need a lot of healing. And going back and forth to the doctors and operation, and so many operations. Um, but I'm alive today, but I tell people change your diet. It's hard. It's hard because it's still hard for me. It's still hard and I still want to cheat sometimes, maybe with a little piece of chocolate, but I haven't had the chocolate. Um, but yeah, people, change your eating habits.
Hold on, Yanni. Yanni, hold on 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Can you
I
hear
was
me?
just, can somebody give me a yes, I can hear you. Can somebody give me a thumbs up to let me know if y'all can hear me or hear us correctly? Because it keeps going in and out. Can we just get a thumbs up to the people that's on? Raul, Rossi, Todd Paperwork, somebody, Hope, anybody. Give me a thumbs up. Yanni, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
You can hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as you can hear me, can you see me? Am I lagging? Is everything all right?
Yes, I can see you. Oh wait, you just froze up.
You there, Yanni?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So
I'm
let's
here.
get back into it. Like I told y'all before. Okay. Thank you, Raul. Thank you for that. Thank you. Like I told y'all before, this woman has an amazing story. Such an amazing story. Do you remember? I know it was such a long time ago. But do you remember how did you feel at such a young age when they told you you had diabetes? Like, were you able to comprehend that? Like, as a child, like, did you know what that meant, and how did you feel?
Sad. That's all. I can't remember much but being sad. Always being sad. Um, and like I said, going to birthday parties as a child, getting mad at my parents. You know, well, I want cake too. I want candy. No, you can't have it because it's gonna make you sick. But I'm looking at all these other children, eating candy and cake, and every all the other kids is all running around. So I was sad for a long time. Even into my adult years, I was sad. So people would have never known that unless I told them that. Because I
Mm,
had to show that I was tough for whatever reason back then. Now it's like, what? Listen, I'm not feeling myself today. Leave me alone. you know, because it's not easy. It's not easy dealing with diabetes. Um, like I said, even in my teenage years, it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Whatever happens, happens, you know? I mean, only God knows when it's time for me to leave. So I don't know when I'm leaving. That's the way I looked at life, you know? Partying, drinking, and smoking, drinking the 40s back in the days. Shorty 140, you know? But yeah, I do want to say something though. With type 2 diabetes people, um, you can revert that if you change your diet, what you're eating. Work with a dietitian if you need help. You can revert that. I have an aunt who's proof of that. She was diagnosed with diabetes, I think 5 or 6 years ago, and to today's date, may God bless her, because she now has Alzheimer's. But she's not a diabetic anymore because her daughter changed her diet, but her daughter gave her 100%, made her diet 100% organic foods. So she's no longer diabetic. Um, Unfortunately, for me, they can't do nothing about mine. I'm what they call type 1, which is my pancreas doesn't produce no insulin at all. Um, they try when I was younger, the change of diet, uh, gave me some pills and didn't work, you know, but, but that was part of making me stronger, you know, as to who I am today, how I'm taking much better care of myself today, you know. Oh wait, Itoy, I quit coffee. No, I was drinking coffee 3 to 4 times a day. So I quit that coffee. Finally quit that coffee. Um, but yeah, it's not easy. But if you find that one person who can mentally support you, whether it's a friend or a family member, you know, and of course, see a doctor, dietitian, even, therapy if you need it. Because a lot of people do become depressed when they're diabetics because it's not easy at the beginning. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. So, you know, um, I mean, I went through so much and so many surgeries that it's like, wow, I'm alive, and I, I give thanks to my God. I give thanks to Him. I give thanks to Him and the universe
Give thanks
and
to
the
give
universe.
thanks to the Most High. Yes. Give
Yes.
thanks to the Most High. And I just want people to understand how spiritual this woman is. This woman is all she do is say, "I thank God, Etoy. I thank God, Etoy. I thank God, Etoy. I thank God." She's always praying. She stay prayed up. And let me tell you something. Your prayers is doing something because they told you wasn't gonna live past 16, and you are 49.
Yes, honey. Yes, yes.
And fly, let me
Oh,
tell you,
thank
this woman
you.
is fly, beautiful, and everything.
Thank
And
you.
if you wouldn't tell if people don't know you like that, and if you wouldn't tell your story, you wouldn't be able to tell that you was going through anything.
Mm-hmm.
You just you just are a strong woman. Like you are literally a backbone. And you are such an amazing woman. I just want to say I am so happy to be your friend. Like
Thank you.
I know there was times I know that I motivate you, but you motivate me too. And I just want to say thank you. And I'm just like, if Yanni could do it, if she can get up and still do it
And
every single day, so can I.
that's right. That's right. You know, that was always my thing. Like I always wanted people to like hear a little bit of my story, not too much, and be like, come on, man. Like I look at people and be like, come on, if I can do this, you can do it too. We can all do it. But
Yes.
we sometimes gotta find, because I did need, because you was part of it. Um when I started my you well, you opened up my eyes to the spiritual world. Then I started reading on it, you know, looking into it, and started practicing some of the, um, walking on the grass, walking on the cement. You know, my husband thought I was crazy. He thought I was crazy. He's like, "What are you doing?" Like it's just. But I had to look into myself. I had to learn about it first, to then explain to him. He's getting there. He's getting there. He's getting there.
It's all right. It's okay. He gonna get there.
you know, um, where even on those full moon nights, girl, I got him walking outside. you know, um, but back to the diabetes. He went for physical. He kept complaining about he wasn't feeling too good. He wasn't feeling too good. And he finally goes. You know how men's are. I'm fine. I don't need a doctor. No, guys. Even if it's just once a year or every other year, guys, go get that physical, because you never know. So they told him, well, you're pre diabetic. Oh, that man freaked out. Come back home. I'm like, what's wrong? I knew something was wrong with him. I said, what's wrong? He was down. Well, the doctor said I'm pre diabetic. I wanted, I sometimes talk to him like he was my child. And then I'd be like, I said, okay, what do you plan on doing? What's your plan? What are you going to do? I said, I don't need to explain anything to you, because we've been together for 32 years now. And look at everything that you see me go through. And I was telling him for a while, change your eating habits, change your eating habits. He didn't want to until finally he went. He finally changed his eating habit. And thank God, this was now, what, 3 years now? Yes, going on 3 years. He's not a diabetic. He's healthy. So again, people, this diabetes thing, it's not easy. It's hard. People look at me and they're like, oh, you're fine. Yeah, I might be fine. I look fine through the outside, but through the inside, it was hard. It's hard. Um, I still kind of have my days where like, oh my God, I got to deal with this, and, the medication and the insulin. And I'm like, oh, but then I look at myself and I'm like, you know what? When I'm doing okay, when I do take care of myself, I got all the energy in the world. I said, you know what? Heck with it. Let me do what I got to do. Let me do what I got to do. And, I do have to say, which you, Itoy, know about my tattoos, right? For
Yes.
those days that sometimes that I still get down a little bit, but it's not even down. It's more like I'm tired, of dealing with the diabetes. I'm tired. That's what it is. I just get tired sometimes, you know. But Every time I get tired of it, that is like with an insulin pump that I have, every 3 to 4 days, I got to change the machine. I
That's what
got
I
to,
wanted to talk about, the insulin pump, because I never saw that until I met you. Can you explain what that is? The insulin pump? Because some people when they take insulin, they have to actually take the shoot themselves with the needle.
right.
Can you
So,
explain what that is? Sorry.
no, it's okay. So instead of injecting yourself, this machine is giving you the insulin 24/7. It's like an IV. Um, there is a small little needle, but it's so tiny that you could barely see it or feel it. It's plastic. Um, and like I said, every 3 to 4 days, you got to refill it back up and put it in your body. I prefer that over injecting myself. It got to the point where I was injecting myself 3 times a day.
Mm.
3 times a day. When I was pregnant with my children, I was injecting myself 4 to 5 times a day, depending on my sugar level. Okay,
Mm.
that's a total another story. That if you're diabetic and you're pregnant, um, it just goes out of control. Now the insulin pump, like I said, it gives you the insulin 24/7, where you don't have to inject yourself, and it looks like a beeper. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if you guys can see the string. I don't want to show where I have it right now.
Now I want y'all to understand that this woman is walking around with this thing attached to her body. That thing right there is keeping her alive.
Yes.
She walked with a little plastic needle inside her body 24/7, and that is what's keeping her alive.
Yep.
Thank God to whoever made that machine,
Yes.
whoever came with that idea.
Yes.
God bless them.
Yes. 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 Um, I mean, life is better with it. It's uncomfortable sometimes, you know. Um, but it's gotten to a point where, hubby don't even mind anymore. I don't even take it off. Oh, God.
Oh, yo, you funny. He like you ain't going nowhere. Turn on the other side.
Oh, man. Um, it's wonderful. So, if anybody out there or if people know of anyone with diabetes and they're injecting themselves, it takes a little bit of work though. It does. Because you have to count your carbs, but they give you training on it, And after a while, like I had it now for what? Oh, since 2015 maybe, or 16, 2015 or 2016. So that was a blessing to me. That was a blessing to me because now I don't have to deal with the injections no more.
I want to say shout out to your husband. That's my guy.
Thank
That's
you. He's
my
at
guy.
work right now.
Tell him I said hi because we would be
But
in the car driving and you be like driving and then your answer, hello, yeah. How you doing? You all right? Did you eat? Take your medicine? You all right? You sure? I'm fine. I'm fine. I did. I'm all right. Okay. All right. Love you. Bye. Never fail. Never. First thing he'll say, how you doing? You all right? So I want to say thank you. He is such a guardian angel to you. Like
he
just to
has,
have him by your side, for him to just pop up and wake you up in your sleep, to touch you, to feel you, to make sure you're still alive.
yeah,
Thank God for him. Thank
yes.
God for him. He's a blessing. And I want to say, I'll send my love to your children, to my
Thank
niece and
you.
nephew, my nieces and
Mine's too
nephew.
over there.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate you. So before we get out of here, is there anything that you want to say?
Get help, people. Again, because I was dealing with depression for so long due to the diabetes. Get help.
Mm,
Don't be ashamed, people. Don't be ashamed. I wasn't ashamed. It was more like I felt like I don't need the help.
mm,
I don't need the help. And so it finally hit me one day, and I said, you know what? I need help. When I
mm,
started with my awakening, my awareness, I said, you know what? I need help. I need help. I took that little ride by myself, made a few phone calls, and I'm like, you accept my insurance? Yes. I said, okay. And mind you, it was kind of far. Um, but I took that ride. I took that ride. And even though back then I was struggling financially, every time I went, I never found parking for whatever reason. It was like something was trying to stop me from going. I always wind up paying $15 for parking. Yo, and I would cry. I would cry, because I was going through hardship then. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going. Whatever. Okay, God, I know you got me some way, somehow. I know you're going to make it happen. I know I'm going to be okay. And people always said to me, E, why you talk so much? Why you talk so much about God? Well, because I'm alive because of him. Because of him. I understand, there's different religion. But that's why sometimes I say, just thank the higher power, due to other people and their religion. But I call mine God.
a shame.
You know, um, I do have my guardian angel too.
Mm, a
I have
shame.
my guardian angel who has been through my side. Um, but yeah, I always said, man, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it happen. Kind of find out that it was my angel pushing me every time I said, man, I'm gonna make it happen. It was like I'm fighting or talking to myself. And I'm like, 'cause back then I didn't know about this awakening, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, am I going crazy? Am I bugging out? Oh my God. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine. I'm going. I'm going. And that's how I made it. And
Give
it has,
thanks.
and
Give
like I said,
thanks.
it has helped me a lot to deal with the diabetes. You know, that was one of my traumas.
I will say that your faith is big, and I used to always hear you say, you know what? All right, God. And that's one thing that I learned from you as well. I always had big faith, but when I went through what I went through last year, I didn't lose my faith, but I had lost a little faith in myself at one time, you
It
know.
happens.
And what kept me going was I would hear God or my guardian angel say, "No, baby, it's not the end. This is the beginning.
It's
This is
hard.
the.
It's
It's
hard.
hard. It's
It's
hard.
hard.
It's
Oh,
hard.
wait. Remember? What are
Warrior,
we?
warriors.
There we go.
That's right." And then when you gotta, I'm like, you gotta tell you how you got how many, and you did it in one day. Like, wait a minute, hold up, what's happening here? So
That's
what? So what is Yanni doing now?
Yani is uh it said, you know how they say don't talk about it until it actually happens. um I'm working on a little business right now. Um but
You
it's more
better go
it's
ahead.
more towards the real estate area. So I gotta leave it at that. I gotta leave it at that. I can't tell the whole word just yet. Not yet. Not just yet.
I ain't mad at you.
Not
You
just
better
yet.
manifest that. You better get ahead.
Thank
And
you.
then, do you want to tell them how you moved?
Oh, you mean how I moved from Brooklyn out?
Yes, meaning that you just was like, bump that. I'm out of here. I don't care what odds are against me, and I'm going to get this.
That's right. That's right. And I hope that this one child that I have, and I still have love for this child, that young lady that said, ah, you ain't going nowhere. You're going to
Mm,
be just like my grandmother. So I started buying stuff for my new place, even though I didn't know I was going to buy a house or an apartment, but I had it set in me. I'm going to Florida one way or another. I don't know how. I don't know how I'm going to make it, but I'm going to make it out there. I'm going to get there, whether it take me a few years, but I'm going out there. And for some reason, I started buying things for the kitchen. Every time I saw them on sale, I started buying stuff and just putting them away, putting them away. But it was my vision where I started printing out papers of houses and what I wanted the living room to look like, what I wanted my bedroom to look like. And even if I couldn't afford it, but I was going to try at least a little bit of it, you know, of what I wanted it to look like. And it was hard the way I earned it. It was painful, but I'm happy now. I am really happy now. Um, because I kept saying, I can't be here no more. I can't be here no more. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of New York. I gotta get out of Brooklyn. I gotta get to Florida. I gotta get to Florida because Florida is my peace in heaven. That's where I find my peace. No matter where I went, whether it would have been an apartment or a home. And I got into a car accident where that car accident left me with a scar, which is the scarf under my neck. I don't know if you guys can see it,
mm,
right?
I see it.
But that scarf, it's what helped me.
Mm,
It's what helped me get to where I wanted to get to. So
mm,
at first I was angry, I was mad, like why me? You know, why is this happening to me? But it actually turned out to be a blessing
mm.
because instead of moving into an apartment and renting, I went to buy my house, which was my dream.
I have to jump in right here because I want y'all to understand. She just mentioned manifesting. She manifested that. That's
Yes,
how you manifest. I was watching this. I would come to her desk. She'd be looking at houses. I will come to her house. She showed me her closet with all. She's an OCD, a neat freak. She would have everything in bins stacked up in her closet. She manifested her house. She saw what she wanted. She had the vision and she printed it out and she was operating on that frequency.
yes,
And that's how she was able to get it.
yes.
You feel me? So
That's
it was
right.
like, you know what? I don't care how, I don't know how I'm going to get it, but I know I'm going to get this. So let me start preparing myself now.
Yeah.
Oh, this is on sale. Let me go get that.
I
Oh,
even
this
took
how,
you one of the days.
yes.
We went to Macy's for my
Yes.
pot.
I remember. And you was like, E-Toy, I don't know how I'm going to get to Florida, but I'm going to get to Florida. And one of the things about you used to always say that it was too cold up here in
Yes,
the winter time
the arthritis.
for you.
The arthritis.
Right.
The
And
arthritis.
that happened because of the diabetes
Yes. And the nerve damage.
and the nerve damage because of the diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And I will watch this woman persevere through all the obstacles, no matter what it was. And she used to always say, Issa, you so strong, you so this and this and that. And I wish, and I'd be like, girl, okay, thank you for that. But I'll say the same thing to you. Like, you can't have nothing without, if you don't have your health.
Yes. That's right.
Nothing. And you just fought through all the naysays and all the battles. It will come through. Like, what happened? Mm-hmm.
Remember, they used to call me. They used to say, "Oh, Yanni's so bougie."
And your face was, mm-hmm.
But it was that people have no idea what I was going through inside. You
It was,
understand?
I get it.
And I didn't want it. It wasn't like I didn't want to tell everybody like, oh, I was just going through this, or I was in so much pain last night, but today I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't feel, the need to tell people that. You know what I'm saying? It's like even today, meaning, there's still days that I have my days where my pain is so severe, and I I don't like taking medication. I don't like putting Advil, Tylenol, all that stuff in my body. I don't like it. It has to get to the extreme in order for me to take a Tylenol. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna just
You
deal
know,
with it.
people don't understand how much we have to wear masks just to mask our pain.
Yes,
And you don't know, people don't know what you had to do in order for you to get up and get dressed and take a shower, put your clothes on, and get
yes,
yourself together and get that
yes.
strength to walk in there. And people don't understand that's not for them, it's for you. It's for yourself to be able to tell yourself, you know what, I can do this. I can do this, and I'm going to push through this, and I'm going to persevere through this.
That's
So I
right.
just want to say thank you so much, for being on, and you telling your story,
You're
and
welcome.
maybe I have you on again as a co-host, and we introduce somebody else. You know how we do.
Just don't
But
call me at the
I just
last
want to say
minute.
thank you. Huh? You said what?
I said, just don't call me at the last minute. I gotta get a little prettier. No, let me stop. Stop being so conceited. I miss you, girl. I miss you. I miss you. I ain't
I
see you in a
miss you
minute.
too. Yes, I'm definitely gonna be over to see you before you leave. I miss you too. But I want to say thank you for jumping on last minute.
You're
That's what I'm
welcome.
saying. Like you my rider. You feel me? You my rider. And if anybody want to know what a rider look like, this is it right here. I could call that woman and she always gonna be there. And likewise, this is my big sister right here. And I appreciate you, and and I love you. And
Love you
I'm
too.
happy. I'm happy to be in your family. I greatly appreciate you. So we getting ready to get up out of here. Say your last words, because we getting ready to get up out of here.
Well, people, remember, eat healthy, get those regular checkups, even if you don't want to, just once in a while. And stay prayed up. And as long as you do what you gotta do, try to stay healthy. It's hard, it's not easy. But if you do it, you'll be all right. You'll be okay. And stay strong. And if y'all need that help mentally, you know, go get that help. That's what I always said. Go get that help. Because I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I
Mm,
did it. Ain't
give
no shame
thanks
in
for
my
that.
game.
I know that's right, because everybody need help every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
your story is gonna help somebody else. Your story is your medicine. It's gonna be medicine for somebody else.
I
So
that's what
thank
I
you
pray
for
and hope
coming
so.
on. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
coming on. And I love you. I love you. I love you much. Thank you for coming in the crunch for me. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, hon. Thank you for having me. Have a good night.
You too. Ah, yes, 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 yes. That was my best friend, Miss Yani Gonzalez. Yeah, she was a little modest with her story, but she went through so much. Like she said, she wanted to tell some of her story, but a little piece of her story. So I just want to thank you. She is the definition of persevering through all the obstacles. No matter what, if they told her she couldn't do it, she said, y'all must don't know who I am. I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna live it. She like God has the last word. So again, I want to say thank you. Thank you so kindly for tuning in again on another Thursday. Thank you for the support. I greatly appreciate you all. I know I'm in here sweating because they got the heat on. Like, I ain't got no complaints. But the heat got me like, whoa. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you again. Y'all know how I do. Make sure y'all love yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you keep your mental health right. If you ain't got nothing else, oh hey Elsa, I miss you too, honey. That's Yanni's other best friend. Oh, we got to have Elsa on the show. Elsa is a firecracker, and I miss her. I miss you, Elsa. Love yourself. Love yourself dearly. Back in the days, Willie Lynch. I'm not sure if you guys know about him. I speak about him plenty of times. He was a slave plantation owner, but he also was a motivational speaker. For the slave plantation owners, and he went from country to country. He was stationed out in Trinidad, but one year he came. I think it was 1712 when he came to Virginia and he spoke on the beach of Virginia to all the slave masters. And one of the things he said to them, like, I see one thing y'all was doing wrong since y'all came here. Like, y'all got, dead bodies of slaves hung out through the streets. He said, first, well, you're doing it wrong because now you're not getting your slaves to trust you. Now you're pumping fear into their heart, but in a different kind of way. He was like, take the mind and leave the body. Did y'all hear what he said? This is how the slave masters got us. He said, take the mind and leave the body. And they compared us to horses, bucks. And they was teaching the slaves, this is how you break a slave, and this is how you break a horse. The same way you break a horse is the same way you break a nigga. They didn't even see us as human beings. So with that being said, take care of your mental health. Do whatever it is that you have to do. And when I say us black people, I mean us Spanish people too, because they black too. We all can, straight like that. Take care of yourself. Do something for yourself. Every time you do something for somebody else, take care of yourself. When you go to work and you get finished, after you come home and you had a long day, pat yourself on the back. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. Did you tell yourself you love you today? There has been many a times when I had to go in the mirror and tell myself, I love you, and kiss the mirror. Because we so busy looking for outside love and looking for love everywhere else that we not loving ourselves. The best love that you can get is for yourself. Set a high standards for yourself on how you love yourself, and everyone else will love you the same way. Straight like that. These is all from experiences because I was just giving out so much love to everyone else but wasn't loving Etoy. Ask yourself, what is it that you need for you to be okay? And whatever you need for it to be okay, for you to be okay, make sure you do that. And don't take nothing less than that. Because everyone here is made with their own DNA. Everyone here is made with their own spirit. Everyone needs something different from the next person. So you make sure you love yourself the way you need to be loved. Because we do a lot in this world. a lot, and then a lot of times we forget about us. We forget to take care of us. We forget to love us. So you make sure you love yourself no matter what. And if they say it's being selfish, or they say it's be conceited, oh well. Because if you don't love you, nobody else will. So just remember that. So again, please, please, please hit up King Simon for the numeration holistic session with us. A special we got going on from now to November 1st. November 1st is my birthday, y'all. Go me. Shout out to all the Scorpios in the house. Shout out to all the Libras in the house. But I had to say that one time. So yes, it's going to be a pre-recorded session with King Simon and myself for this whole month ending on November 1st. A whole list of numerational chart from a male and female perspective. Call 347-496-1022. The same way how we always go and get astrology charts, go get your numerology chart done. You know, you tell us your name and your birthday, and we'll break everything down to you. You know, everything is energy. This is not to take away from your spiritual belief. This is just another modality to add on. This is another how does King Simon say it? He always say, protect yourself with the full body arm protection of God. This is another armor that you can add to that layer to protect yourself. Okay? So I just want to say thank you. I greatly appreciate y'all. Tune in next Thursday at 8 p.m. I'm going to have a special guest on. I don't want to say just yet because I don't want to give it away. But tune in next Thursday, 8 p.m. and every Thursday after that. We're going to get better. We're going to just keep growing. So we're going to take it to the streets, and we're going to get our interviews done out there in the world. So I greatly appreciate y'all. Like again, I said, do something for yourself tonight. I challenge y'all every Thursday. Did you love yourself today? Did you tell yourself you love yourself today? Did you give yourself a hug? Did you go in the mirror and look yourself in the eye and say, I love you? Did you kiss the mirror? Go ahead, kiss yourself. I dare you. I challenge yourself to do something for you. All right? So I'll see y'all next Thursday, 8 p.m. Peace.